how's it going? We are here today to do some of the Gore Magalas and Shagaru Magalas. I've just got to make sure everything is good. Alright, that's it. Alright, how are we all doing? I hope we're doing great. I know I am doing awesome today. I am looking forward to having some fun, relaxing, chilling out, maybe talking about some stuff, and then seeing what these Zeniths are all about. I know there's some cool redesigns, but I don't really know much beyond that. So, you know, and then if we get a little bit later and we get a little busy, then maybe we'll do Raum the Devil King. But I'll have to restart the game for that one. So. Yeah, let's check this stuff out. So we're gonna do an event quest that gives it to us in the arena. Yeah, Roar of the Black Eclipse. So as you guys can see, that's the symbol for the Zenith Gore Magala. No special quest as far as I know, but let's go ahead and look at the hunter notes. Good old hunter notes. Gore Magala. I'm not sure if this is a new description or not. It just seems to talk a lot about it, Frenzy Virus, so. And anyway, let's hop straight into it. Oh, I hope you're all having a wonderful day. I know I am. I just lost 2 games of bullet chess. I am not used to playing 2-minute game. Don't worry, I'm not going to become a chess streamer. I'm terrible at it, so I don't want everyone to see what a 600 elo looks like. But yeah, I'm not terribly gifted at it, so. But yeah, I was playing that to kill some time before the stream. And then I thought, what the hell? You know, I had like 10 minutes and I'm like, oh, I'll play a couple games. And it was terrible. I sucked. And these guys, they're like 300 elo. Or not 300, they're 600 elo, but somehow they get all these amazing moves on me. And again, it's probably just a reflection of how bad I am at chess. But in a 3-minute game, I don't expect them to see the kinds of things that they do, you know? If they're not that good. But anyway, that's just chess. So far, I think the redesign is a little cool. Definitely kind of looks like Gore Magala. Or I mean, okay, it is Gore Magala. It should look like Gore Magala, but he's got the nice kind of purple. Oh, well, we still got yesterday's build. I gotta change that. Oh man, I'm using yeah, yesterday's build. Oh, funny. Yeah, the Blood Awakening build or whatever that we tried to beat the Amatsu with. But yeah, speaking of the Amatsu, apparently Capcom was going to release a hazard version of that quest, the Amatsu quest, but they didn't. So someone else had the quest file and they posted it on Nexus mods. So I don't know if I need to play that version or not. Maybe we could, just for kicks, to play like normal Amatsu, but the hazard version that was supposed to be released, the unofficial Capcom quest that should have been released that they didn't for some reason. We could do that, but yeah, Blood Awakening. There we go. But yeah, anyway, with this Gore Magala, I'm not seeing too many new moves, but I do really like the purple. Like I think he's kind of like maybe normally black with just like a purple trim. This is like kind of like if he had a permanent frenzy state, which is what I feel like they do with some monsters. Some monsters, they kind of like, they'll exacerbate their colors when they're more into their natural form. I can't think of a good example. Alright, Danzer says he's currently comparing this to Frontier. Well, you know, you would not be the first person to compare these mods to Frontier. And I like to think that, yeah, like maybe the spirit Frontier had was exactly kind of what the modders inherently do. Because Frontier was so much like, okay, oh, here we go. That's a new move slash bug. Oh gosh. Okay, that's not leaving, so seizure warning yet again. Oh no, it's not gonna. Oh my gosh, we already have 10 purple blasts just flooding the floor. No more. No more. They don't do damage though, don't worry. Oh my gosh. Please don't break my game. But yeah, I think the spirit of Frontier was like, yo, we need content and we need to start bending some of the rules that we have around the game. Like, we have to start, like, we won't be able to make as many new monsters as we can, so we're just gonna have to take the monsters that we have and just kind of make them a little crazy. Make them a lot crazier. Oh my gosh. Oh, this is nauseating. No more. Dude, okay, come on. Oh, okay, so hopefully we can finish this one quick. Because I do not like all this purple just tempting my game to crash. Oh my gosh. And, you know, it's funny because I thought the Amatsu, the Armageddon Amatsu bugs were kind of bad. This is another level right here. I mean, this is like that normal move that he does, but those 5 explosions are all just there. Oh, so that one was kind of subtle. I don't know if you guys saw it, but there was a little bit of like an eclipse effect. Yeah, so when he bites forward, he kind of does that eclipse effect. I'm not sure I'd say that looks great or anything, but it is kind of neat. Alright, he's already in the blue. Typically, I wouldn't want to kill him so fast, but man, I'm just so afraid of my computer crashing. Okay, so now his effects kind of got this, yeah, he's got this kind of eclipse going on. But as far as new attacks, I'm not quite seeing too many. Alright, I'm sorry, that was quick. I didn't really test this stuff. I kind of thought maybe wouldn't have to test it, but yeah. So this is what happens when you don't test. You go into live streaming and you end up doing like this purple crap. Gosh, that was only 3 attacks. I hope you guys don't mind why, like, you see why I had to kill him quickly. I couldn't like play around or anything. Frontier was power creep the game. Was the power creep in the armor or in the monsters? Probably both, but you know, unfortunately, that's kind of how games are a lot of times. Unless, look, I think what it was Day 9 that probably described this the best in a way that I remember it, but you have 2 types of scaling, which is like a horizontal scaling and vertical scaling. And vertical scaling is essentially what power creep is. It's kind of, you know, you get to the highest form of content, you get to the hardest boss, and then you get all the gear and you get everything around that, and then all you can do is, well, okay, I guess in 6 months or a year we're gonna release more harder content that'll get you all new gear. And the big con to that is that the company has to keep pouring money and resources and time and effort into advertising, into making new content. And that's most games. That's most games. Like Dark Souls, you know, you're not going to get the best set of gear at the very start of the game, but probably, you know, towards the end of the game and all that stuff. Like, it's just kind of built that way. That's how most games are made, and it's hard to kind of redo that formula.
It's great to see you.
I think...
Take a look at the
like really what I would have preferred, and maybe this is something like Behemoth, but like when you get to the end of original Monster Hunter, let's just say you're stuck with that one set of gear, and maybe you get some new gear every once in a while, but it's all kind of like horizontal. Like the when you beat the Leshen, you weren't getting new Draken armor. You know, you weren't getting like a new meta set. You were just beating the Leshen and getting a sword and shield and whatever else. But that's the kind of stuff I like. Like the meta for a while in Monster Hunter before Iceborne came out, it was just the Draken armor. I mean, there's a couple things you could do. I ended up using like a Teostra Gamma and Lunastra Gamma set. But that's kind of what it was. But it wasn't reliant on you getting new armor. It was just, hey, we're going to have this ancient Leshen, and it's going to be a totally different fight. And you're going to figure out that totally different fight with like all the armor, weapons, and stuff that you have. I don't know if that's a great example of horizontal scaling, but horizontal scaling, it seems like it's more like all your content is there and your character isn't necessarily getting stronger. It's that you just get an increasing array of options that are all pretty much equally valid, or maybe a lot of different options. Maybe League of Legends is a good example of that. I don't know, because you're getting more access to characters. But if you just start out with Ahri and that's all you ever want to use, that's pretty much valid if that's all you ever want to play. You know, you don't have to level up Ahri to like level 60 before she becomes valid, you know, and oh man, and wow. Okay, let's note a couple things. Again, we have something. Oh wait, this isn't from the last fight. Is it? Is this from the last fight? Okay. Okay. Was this from the last fight? Because yesterday what happened is that we had these lightning bolts and they persisted from the last fight into the next fight. Like it stayed in the arena and we had to keep restarting the game because there'd be so many lightning balls. If this isn't from the last fight, I'd be shocked that this arena quest randomly has a Z. Maybe like, but you could see why it would have a Z, because a Z, this is a Zenith. So we're gonna screenshot that in case that was just a crazy coincidence that they lined up that way. Holy cow. Can you imagine if that was all by accident? Holy crap, that's crazy. That he did these 3 attacks and they left this indent that just says Z. Oh my gosh, that would be... That's epic RNG right there. Or maybe the quest just starts this way. That's crazy though. This is Zenith and it ends up being a Z. That's like, that's crazy streamer luck, I'd say. Because I could not possibly plan that or try and get that to happen if I did that like on purpose, going for that for like 5 years. Take a long time to get that right. But see, like, this is an event quest. This isn't like a quest that comes with the mod or anything. So if this was a quest that came with the mod, I would expect it to say like Z or something like that. But since this is just an event quest, I don't know why it would say that. Craziness. Alright, we're gonna ride this bad boy. Frontier also created a monster that took 9 months to beat? What? You mean like the first player to beat it, it took like 9 months after release? Or is this like one of those Final Fantasy Adamantoise fights? Like the Adamantoise in Final Fantasy 15 was supposed to take 3 real-time days to kill. And they took that away for some reason, but I was looking forward to that fight. And then when I got to play Final Fantasy 15, all I did was use the Ring of Lucii. And then I was like, well, it takes like 40 minutes, and I don't do anything except to drain its life. With the most broken item I think Final Fantasy games ever had, which is the Ring of Lucii. I mean, I find it fascinating lore-wise because, like, in the lore, it's supposed to be that strong of an object. And then they had some creatures which it did nothing to, but then they had some it did a lot to. Alright, he's gonna Nova. Or he's gonna transform. Whoa, okay. Whoa! Whoa! We got some... Okay, we got some explosions. Okay, that was new. I like it, I like it. We got some new effects. Better than nothing. But yeah, how do we feel about the skin so far? The skin, I think, looks pretty cool. You know, they give him the purple trim, so he kind of looks a little bit more like it came from a Gore Magala. At least color-wise, it kind of looked like it came from a Gore Magala. Oof. Oh, okay, we popping. Alright, so the effect is interesting because they gave him Hellfire. And then they took Malzeno Blast and kind of exploded him around everywhere. That's pretty interesting. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. As those effects aren't like an actual attack, so... Oh dang, that was an actual attack. Oh, that's neat though. So that usually that slam down is like actually, like when Gore Magala or Shagaru Magala gets up on its feet and slams down like that. That's usually a super, like, it's a pretty basic move, and I wouldn't say it's even like good because it's so easy to dodge and it's so easy to telegraph. But this mod, I guess, added kind of an explosion afterwards, which that's kind of neat. I would say that that move definitely needed another element to it because I think in the base game that move is like super easy to dodge, at least for dual blades. It was the Burning Friesen Euro Zirian? And he was 2 quests, an easier 20-minute quest and a much more difficult 10-minute quest. Fascinating. I don't want to say it's like Safi Jiva. Is that like Call of Tarath maybe? Not like Call of, I guess. That's a good example. But yeah, that slam down move, it comes with like a blast afterwards that goes straight forward. That's pretty cool. That is very neat. It's popping off. Got Malzeno blasts everywhere, Curio everywhere. Funny. Okay, so he's got some cool effects that come with the attacks. Alright, and that's Zenith Shagaru Magala. Okay, Burning Freezing Eurozerian. It has 2 quests and an easier... Okay. The quest took 9 months for the first... Dang! That's awesome! I love hearing that. Holy cow, it was that hard? I gotta look into that. But I could do it in 9 hours. If I could do Hellblade in 9 hours, I can do this Burning Freezing Eurozerian or whatever. But no, that's crazy. Alright, let's go back up there. 10 minutes. Or 10 months. Holy cow. 10 minutes. Yeah, maybe that was there before we got there. Eurozerian, I can't imagine. What is that? That's crazy. They call him the Burning Freezing too? Like that's... I want to say that's like low effort naming. You know, we need to throw in, it's like it's a fire and a freezer. What should we call it? And they're just like, how about burning freezing? And like, well, I guess that does get the point across that it is both burning and freezing, yes. But yeah. Interesting. I thought there was a quest I saw earlier that had all the Magalas. Oh, let's see. Maybe there's one of these downloaded quests that I have. Oh yeah, but this is the Hazard Amatsu quest. But okay, so this right here was the unreleased Amatsu. It was supposed to be released, but and then, you know, they said a couple weeks ago that we're done releasing quests. This is the final 2 event quests. This is supposed to be like, this is in the game, but Capcom haven't released it yet, and we don't know why. Don't know why. They might not ever release it, which is crazy. Like, people want a Hazard Amatsu. Maybe they're waiting for people to like call for it, and then they could say, oh, okay, we'll give it to you. But yeah, it's called the Hazard Melody of Mayhem. Calling all hunters, an Amatsu has been sighted in the Infernal Springs. It is extremely violent, so it must be dealt with swiftly before it causes any destruction. MP Accelerant and special titles will be offered as a reward. Why would they take that away? That's crazy. We're going to bring Utsushi, and that'll be it. Just Utsushi. We don't even really need him, but just for Zenogre effect. The good old Apex Zenogre. But yeah, this might be the only time people get to see this, so. Not that it really changes any of the monster, I don't think, but. Wait, I didn't leave Armageddon on, did I? I don't think I did. Dude, I didn't leave Armageddon on, did I? No, I'm pretty sure I turned off Armageddon. I say, dude, like, I don't want to fight Armageddon Hazard Amatsu again.
I owe you one.
Oh boy, okay.
There it is.
Yeah, that's definitely normal Amatsu.
Think you can take on the master?
Oh, there's the good old slow Amatsu. Oh, so slow. So elegant. So with the hazard one, I expect that it would take yeah, maybe a little, like what the usual Amatsu would take me like 7.5, 8 minutes.
Wonderful work, my buddy.
So we'll see what the big difference is. I can tell you I haven't broken apart yet, and I definitely would have broken at least his head or his back if this were like normal.
I've got something to calm it down.
Bet you do. Oh, come on. Just want my blue triggers. Oh, okay, so were these the tornadoes you think I kept getting hit with? Like that, like with the Armageddon Amatsu, I couldn't see. Okay. Oh wow. Okay.
Think you can take on the master?
Wow, so I haven't really targeted his head, but usually I would have broken something by now.
Lame.
That did a lot of damage. Did a lot more damage than usual. Man. I'm not helping you up at sushi. You gotta do that by yourself. I ain't helping you. Okay.
I'll be right with you, Ace. Mine's better though.
Oh. I already know. Oh, that sucks. I hate when he does it twice in a row. Whoa! Oh my gosh. I'll have to say, as much as I appreciate Armageddon Amatsu, it's kind of nice to go back to like the regular. Like, I was such a headache. Oh wow. That was a good soak bind. It's nice to go back to moves that I can actually see. I will say that this is nice. Have all these moves I can actually see. And not like a bunch of crap I can't see. Nighty night.
Looks like it's ready to thrash us. Lame.
Again, yep. Oh my gosh, I'm definitely gonna get hit with that. Okay. Whoa! Alright, if you're just tuning in, again, this is the unreleased Hazard Amatsu quest that was not released by Capcom, but is in their game files for some reason. So we have noticed so far this is taking like longer to break, longer to getting to the second one. So Armageddon and Amatsu added tornadoes to certain moves that you could see. I feel like it added tornadoes I couldn't see, but like, see these tornadoes? Maybe those were the tornadoes that Armageddon Amatsu had, but I just wasn't able to see them because of the programming of the mod or whatever. But no, this is the unreleased Hazard quests. So far it's pretty good. I'm not sure if Capcom added any moves. I don't think so. Oh gosh. Okay. But you know, actually, usually at this point I definitely would have had Zenogre already, especially with the meta build I'm using.
Listen up.
And we'll see if this move like really punishes you.
Looks like it's ready to thrash us.
Well, I guess not, because I avoided it. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if this Hazard version of this quest actually has more like different attacks. I don't feel like that's very, like, okay, probably not. If Capcom actually made a hazard version of the Amatsu quest that had different attacks, there's no way that they would waste that by not, releasing it. But if it's just like a stat increase, maybe they're like whatever. But if, yeah, like if they actually spent the time to make a new attack, what a huge waste that would be to not release it. Okay, yeah, we're 10 minutes in and we still haven't gotten Zenogre, so yeah. This is definitely, definitely a different version of the quest. Oh, come on. But this is not the same quest as yesterday. Because yesterday was supposed to kind of be the unreleased hazard quest, but there's no way because that Amatsu is so fast. I think the guy... Oh my gosh. Run. Nice. Alright, broke his head a second time. Gotta be getting Zenogre. Yep. There we go. Finally, almost 10 minutes in.
Check me out, Ace. Time to hang 10.
Wait, what? Valstrax? What the hell? Wait, why would he go grab Valstrax? What in the heck? Well, you know, maybe because this was unreleased, maybe that's just like a little thing that they didn't bother doing properly. Maybe. Maybe. But I mean, it's definitely a little weird because there's like, dude, we had Itsushi and we got Valstrax. And he said, time to hang 10. We had Valstrax. What the frick? This is not the Apex Zenogre I've come to expect. And then they got that like awesome rock music to go with it. The Zenogre theme, mounted Zenogre theme. Okay.
Think you can take on the master? Watch out!
Oh, tornadoes you couldn't see is what Sir Danzer was trying to say. Yes, yes. The mod yesterday had tornado. Well, you know, that's what I was saying when I was playing yesterday. It's like I think these tornadoes are like they're in the actual Amatsu fight, but whatever with the programming with the mod, it just cancels out the visuals so you can't see them. So you're sitting there getting chased by like tornadoes that are invisible. It's just like, oh god. Oh, have mercy. Oh. You know what? I totally should have got out of the way of that, but I was kind of entranced, honestly. I like seeing the whole attack. It's kind of nice. But we will not fail. We will not fail. Oh, we don't have him in the blue yet, but we should soon.
I've got something to calm it down.
You know, it's been a few months since Amatsu released, and I still don't really know how I feel, honestly.
Keep your eyes peeled. Remember what I taught you.
I would love to get feedback on, like,
Heal.
now that this game has been over for a month, and we've had Amatsu for, you know, a couple months now. I don't know how I feel about it. Like a few months later after Fatalis released, I think everyone was pretty much still in agreement that, like, oh yeah, that was awesome, right? Like, we were... I don't think many people were super disappointed with Fatalis being the last boss. But like, they must have known without a Black Dragon that Amatsu would be, like, it would be a nice pick, it would be cool, but I don't think people... I don't know, they must have known that some people were gonna be like, I don't know about that. You know. And now it's been a few months, and I'm kind of, I don't know. Like, again, this area, it doesn't even have, like, a unique, Amatsu doesn't even get a unique, arena. Like, dude, with Fatalis, we had Castle freaking Shrade, man. We had Castle Shrade. A remake of it that fit, like, perfectly with World and Iceborne. Castle Shrade was so awesome. Alright, we finally got him in the blue after we broke the 5th part on his body. It's gonna be a broken mess. I wonder if we'll still get those special titles. Probably not. Okay, yeah, it took almost 15 minutes. That's pretty good. Capcom had a little bit of courage. They said, alright, we're gonna give him like twice the life, kind of.
You handle that by yourself.
Oh, wow.
Here it comes.
Bam! Oh, he almost did. Time to die, buddy. Oh, really? You're gonna choose now to charge? That's not a good strategy. Don't charge when you're on the edge of death, sir.
As usual. Woo, what a rush. Quality stuff, Ace.
Dude, it'd be so dope if I got those secret titles. That'd be so awesome. And then I hop online and it's like, how'd you get that title, bro? And it's like, Capcom secret mission. Secret mission you do not know about. Well, yeah, that was pretty good. That took 15 minutes, just 15 minutes, which is definitely almost double the usual. So I guess they gave him probably 50 to 80% more health, maybe. And he definitely did extra damage on some of those attacks, for sure. Oh man, I'm not gonna make it. That's okay. I don't need the tail. Personally, I think I find that Rise Amatsu is on the same level of World Fatalis and Raging Bracky, and then GU Atoka. That level? I mean, man, okay. Oh, I don't know. Oh, I did get those accelerants, so you're also supposed to get a bunch of accelerants when you do this quest. Maybe I will get those special titles. Dude, I did! I got... Holy shit, that's funny. I did get those special card titles. Holy crap, that's so funny. Unreleased... Unreleased, quest, and it, like... That's proof, though. I'm not making it up. It's not like somebody made up this hazard quest for no reason. Like, people, like, this was actually in the game, and they just didn't decide to release it. And now I got the guild cards, baby. But it's also the description of the quest told you that you got MP accelerants, which I did. All right, let's see what I got. So. Is that just... Okay, so I got Thunderbolt, Calamity, Raise, Tsukito, and Serene. Okay. So yeah, if I go online and use that. And you know, to the extent people pay attention to guild cards, which I don't. I mean, sometimes I'm kind of curious what people do for fun on their guild cards, but yeah, if I put that on there, people are like, man, how'd you get that guild card, man? What'd you have to do? It's like, you can't do it. Or you have to go to Nexus Mods to do it. Oh, that's so funny. So again, they might release this in like another week or something, or in 2 weeks or something, but yesterday on Monster Hunter's page, they said we are done releasing quests. No more event quests, but this was supposed to be an event quest that they released, so. Tsukito is a name that means moon. Gotcha. Yeah, so we got some super rare, the rarest guild cards that you can get. Emerge victorious from a battle against the very sun and moon. Okay, I don't even know what that stuff is, but anyway. Yeah, I think that's what we got from. Yep, I think that's what we got. I got all these other ones too. Oh, but by the way, this is my guild card. I don't know if you were ever interested in that, but I had modded 2B into the game. I had what was that one Mitsune skin? What was that one rare Mitsune skin? It was in the game. I did a video on it. It was a while ago. But then I also had the red wire or the pink wire bugs. So I took this awesome picture and I freaking love it, and I posed perfectly for it, and I'm like, yeah, this is my guild card for sure. I got 2B, the red wire bugs, the special Mitsune, and then yeah, and then these are my weapons. These are how I think I perform with each weapon. You know, 2 stars for longsword might be generous. Probably more like 1. Ooh, I can change sword and shield. I'm actually getting good with sword and shield, so I'm gonna switch sword and shield to. You know, I'm gonna switch that to. I'm gonna switch that to 2. Longsword to 1. Hammer, I'm a 2. Lance. You know what? I think I'm 2 stars with Lance. I'll give me that. Gun Lance, I haven't played at all. I played Greatsword for like a quest or 2. Charge Blade. Yeah, thank you. Sleepy has reminded me. The Soul Seer. Yep, this was the Soul Seer Mitsune skin. That was just a reskin of the monster. But yeah, Soul Seer. So actually, like, my Charge Blade in World was pretty good. Or it wasn't pretty good, but I did beat Fatalis with Charge Blade. Unfortunately, what happened, like, even though I could do Charge Blade stuff, I needed to have the control guide in the upper right corner just to, like, remember all the controls. So I could, like, kill Fatalis with Charge Blade. But as soon as I came to Rise and those controls weren't in the upper right corner anymore, I was like, I couldn't just remember every little thing that I needed, so I kind of dropped it in Rise. But if I had that little helper in the corner, I would be able to play it. Which is so weird, right? Because you think, you know, because I was killing a bunch of stuff with Charge Blade, and you'd think I would remember. And I do remember a lot of it, but I needed, like, sequential help. Like, when in the combo can I switch to the, or can I charge? And I just needed a little bit of help. Because I still hadn't played Charge Blade very much. I played Charge Blade for like a couple hours, maybe like 10 hours overall. So I still needed that help to be able to beat like real monsters with it. But they don't have that little helper in the upper right corner anymore. So, oh man, you know, maybe since I got those exceptionally rare guild titles, maybe I gotta do it, don't I? Calamity? Should I do Calamity or Tsukito? I'll stick with Tsukito for now. Tsukito for freedom. Makes no sense, but yeah, fun. That was cool. Yeah, I did the hazard quest, got some MP accelerants. Oh, we'll just take another look at what the hazard quest says again. So again, this is the unreleased hazard quests. Melody of Mayhem. Calling all hunters. An Amatsu has been sighted in the Infernal Springs. It's extremely violent, so it must be dealt with swiftly before it causes any destruction. MP Accelerant and special titles will be offered as a reward. But it also makes sense in the context of the game, because like you want MP Accelerants for your charms. And what they did in GU was that they gave you this Raging Brachydios quest where you didn't even fight Raging or no, it wasn't Raging Brachydios. They gave you this Brachydios quest. You didn't even fight Brachydios. I think you mined a little bit, but then it was like a 5-minute thing. But after the quest, you just got like 100 charms, and they were all crap. But every once in a while, you get one that was solid. But it's just at the end of GU, they gave you a quest that was supposed to be like super obvious that like, I just want to see how many MP Accelerants I have. Oh yeah, so I got like 20 from that. But yeah, they want you to have a quest that you can farm to get charms fast, essentially is what I'm trying to say. And they don't really have that. They don't have the MP Accelerant quest except for this, but it's unreleased. So they want you to suffer. They don't want you to have fun fighting a hard Amatsu. They don't want you to get the guild cards, and then they don't want you to... I don't know. Like I said, maybe in another week they'll like surprise you and be like, oh, just kidding.
I pray that this calamity may soon come to an end.
Alright, so we are going to crank it up a little bit. And we are going to fight a... Should it be the Shagaru Magala, or should it be... Oh, that's Arisen, so I can't do that. Okay, so we're gonna do a level 300 Zenith Gore Magala. Just for the heck of it. And just so we get a little bit more time instead of just like killing it super fast. But anyway, to get back to Dancer's comments, where he said that Amatsu is on the same level as Fatalis and Raging Brachy. I don't want to argue. I don't want to tell you that you're wrong, okay? I don't want to say that, hey man, you're wrong. You're wrong. But, no special stage. Also, compared to Fatalis, let's just compare to Fatalis real quick. No special stage. You got a special tint. And it was a little neat. I'll give it some credit that it was neat that with Amatsu, the stage, it was a stage that you were familiar with, and then you affected by killing Amatsu. You get to change the stage from a dim, dark, depressing lit up, brightened arena, and the sun comes in. You have saved the day, and therefore the sun shines down on you, and you've earned the sun. You've earned the sun break. Wow. Maybe that's what the whole point of the game was, is literally to beat Amatsu and earn a sun break. But yeah, so you could maybe say the entire title of the game set up for that. So I am looking at it, I'm giving it some credit. But again, I don't know, a special stage is really cool. And it's interesting when you compare Alatreon to Fatalis too, because Alatreon's special stage is just like, it's a really cool backdrop, but it's just a flat arena with nothing to do. Whereas Castle Shrade, you have lots of lore, you have the Dragonator, and you got the Ballistae. You know, and then the general beforehand, he's like getting you into position. He's like telling you, like, you got your roaming ballista over there, you got your stringer shots over there, you got your wall to hide behind the fire over there, you got to run over there, and he's like prepping you, and if you actually pay attention, it's gonna help. Also, again, you got to compare it to Fatal. The music, Amatsu track, solid. It's good. It's fine. But the Fatalis medley, man, oh my god, I think that's got well over 1 million views on the internet. I want to look it up right now, but the Fatalis medley is so gosh darn epic. Alright, Fatalis. Oh yeah, there's a reaction video too that's got like a bunch of views. Yeah, okay, so you got 1.5 million views on the Fatalis medley, and 200k views on some of the other ones. My only point is, like, dude, the music. Oh, like this Amatsu is just one track, which is fine. But the Fatalis medley, like, dude, you got the first one. And it's scaring the shit out of you, and you're just like, it's terror, it's terrifying. You're like, oh my god, this thing is alive, it's gonna crush us, it's gonna kill us, oh, it's gonna take down the world, we gotta stop it, we're the only ones. And Amatsu track is just the same all the way through. It's dire, it's epic, it's not bad, but it's like, you know. But then you get to the second phase of Fatalis, and the Fatalis starts to tone down a little bit, and you start to simmer him down, you start to break him down, you start to win, but he's still terrifying. And then the third phase is when you are fighting back, and all that Fatalis choir and your drums, and you're just fighting, and you're getting closer and closer, and you're actually getting closer to killing it. The track is amazing. The three phases are incredible. You know. So again, this, Fatalis also came out with this music that was just rich and beautiful. Now, I wanted to do my own reaction to it, but I think it was pretty much covered in other videos, so I didn't do it. But okay, Z, gotcha. Funny. This is afflicted Zenith Gore Magala, because we got to make him a little bit harder. But yeah, so special arena, special track, gosh. Okay, but okay, maybe we could get, we gotta give some credit to Amatsu. It's a totally unique, skeleton in this game. Or actually, no, Narwa. Oh, you know what? Okay, actually, we got Narwa and Ibushi that are a lot like Amatsu with their skeletons, whereas I'm pretty sure Fatalis was his own skeleton. So you got a unique skeleton, and I think I know that for sure, because when I fight Fatalis, like, there's so many animation tells that he has that are so unique to him in particular. So they did a good job of hiding the fact that they have the same skeleton, because Amatsu moves very differently from like Narwa and Ibushi. They have a little bit of a similarity, but they definitely move enough differently to kind of disguise that. And their attacks aren't totally the same, but there's definitely some Narwa and Ibushi attacks, which aren't bad, by the way, because I think Amatsu is the baby of Narwa and Ibushi, which by the way, no one talks about. But yeah, I do think he is the baby of Narwa and Ibushi. Okay, is that thing gonna hit me? No? Okay, we're good. So he should have some of their attacks, and his attacks should be inspired by him. But yeah, a unique skeleton. That's another kind of, I would say, pro for the Fatalis camp, if you had to compare the two. And you know, I don't like sitting here like, oh, I hate Capcom. I'm not saying that, but you know, great monster. Well, and I would say the initial quest too, like having your kind of compadres kind of watch you fight Fatalis in the initial quest is cool. Being the first quest that you fight with someone else is kind of neat, like you're fighting with Aiden or whatever his name is, Ace Cadet. You know, you're fighting with him. That's just so nifty that he's helping you out. Oh wow, this might take a while if I'm just live and writing him now. I think that Amatsu's on the same tier. Not the best on the tier, but on the same... Oh, okay, got you. Was that S tier or A tier? Not to dog on ya. I don't want to sit here and crap on you. I mean, I realize that's what I'm doing, but that wasn't my intention, I swear. Well, you know, and I guess this being kind of a reskin, doing the anomaly investigation version of him kind of hides his unique purple a little bit because it covers him in red. But yeah, there's one thing I really appreciated about the Fatalis fight was that there's just so many unique. I mean, well, literally every animation is unique, but like all of his tells. Like, it was interesting because a lot of monsters, like, you can look at their legs or their wings, or there's like a bunch of different things that I would look at to kind of get ready for an attack or a move. Okay, I totally evaded that, but whatever. Alright, game. But yeah, there'd be a lot of things I look at, whereas Fatalis, it was like, after a while I had to realize that I had pretty much just looked at very subtle, like, movements in his neck. Which is, like, is so weird, but I was sitting there fighting it like, wait, are my tells, like, these little neck nudges that he gives? Like, he kind of goes like, and he does that fire attack down to south to north. And I'm like, is that little neck flinch that he does, like, my tell that I'm supposed to learn? And I think it is. Which is very unique, you know. And, I think that's kind of neat, too, how... I'm trying to think if this is intentional, but maybe a bad metaphor, but, like, Nier Automata, they had this boss that was very vain. It was known for its vanity. This boss wanted you to look at it. The whole boss fight, it's like, look at me, I'm beautiful, look at me, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, look at me. And you don't ever see it. Not really. I think not until the very end, after you killed it, I think. But it was kind of a unique thing that a boss was like telling you to look at it, and actually the whole time you're fighting it, you're dealing with his attacks and you're never seeing it. You're attacking with it, you're attacking it, and you're dealing with his attacks, but you don't ever see it. You can't ever see its face, and it's just screaming at you to look at it. But yeah, when Fatalis is standing up, you are not seeing its face, really, hardly at all. You might clutch claw it, but you're never seeing its face. And he's breathing fire on you, and his head, I think in my experience, is like hidden out of frame a lot of times. So maybe, I don't know, maybe I think that's an interesting thing that they decided to do, that this final boss is going to be like, you're not going to see his face like half the fight when he's standing up. Oh. Man, this purple Z is driving me nuts. There's so much crap. But yeah, I know after this live stream I am going to try. Oh yeah, way too soon. I'm going to do a Raum the Devil King, either video or stream, probably just a video for Raum the Devil King, and then we'll see, but I might actually stream Dark Souls. We'll see. We'll see, we'll see. That's kind of the idea though. Dude, my game isn't gonna crash soon, I'd be shocked. Nauseating. Oh my gosh, go into the fire. Well, you know, I kind of wish that for all this purple that's on the stage, like, I wish it did at least a little bit of damage. Just to be like, hey, maybe you don't want to sit in this purple fire. Because it kind of, I think it can break your immersion if you're fighting something and you see this purple fire. This thing that, like, your entire life your entire human experience and evolution and thousands of years of evolution, everything is telling you to avoid fire. And then you're in a mod in which there's like fire bugged out everywhere and it doesn't hurt you. So you're kind of like, well, maybe I don't need to be afraid of fire. But you know, mods aren't perfect, so that's alright. Oh my gosh, dude, this purple. Epilepsy warning, epilepsy warning, epilepsy warning. I'm so sorry. Jeez, Lou, that was nuts. Alright, I kind of wanted to faint just so I could go back to the stage and see how bad it's gotten. It's gotten pretty bad. Holy crap, I don't know if I'll be able to finish this quest. My eyes are on fire. Alright. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Maybe that's the idea though. It doesn't burn your character, it burns you, the player. As in your eyes will burn by watching it. Perhaps. And I still can't believe I got the special guild cards. It's crazy. Dude, if they don't release that Amatsu quest, that'd be nuts. How are you gonna not release your Hazard Amatsu quest? Especially when there's so many players that, like, are begging for more challenging quests. I mean, they definitely gave people challenges when they released the special investigations. Like the 300 plus quests. But people are still like, I want a challenge and an epic monster. I think it's not enough to just have a challenging monster. I'd like a challenge and something epic. So just like fighting like a super godly jacked Great Azuchi isn't exactly like the kind of challenge people want. They want something that fits the theme. God, I thought I could have swore I was gonna do that one of my live streams. I was gonna fight a bunch of tier 1 like special investigations and see how hard they got. See if like super Great Azuchi is like dangerous or something. Oh really? Oh crap! I didn't make it. Help, doggy, help, you dummy. Oh, that's not what I did. Okay, whatever. Whew. Oh, good old modded Monster Hunter. Where have you been? Oh, you know, I haven't been talking about what I've been up to lately. So lately, I have been trying to get into writing. I'm kind of just reading some literature on how to write. I'm finding it kind of helpful for sure. I read a book a long time ago called The Art of Fiction by Ayn Rand. I think that's probably one of the best, if not the best books you can write. But I will say I'm reading another book, and it's called The Anatomy of a Story by John Truby. And the way I would kind of phrase it and or look at it would be that The Art of Fiction by Ayn Rand kind of focuses on the why and the what, whereas The Anatomy of the Story definitely almost completely focuses on the how. So Ayn Rand's book will challenge you to think about like what it is you're trying to say. What's your theme? What's the message? What's the message of the story? And then how are you going to try and convey that with your characters? And really, I mean, yeah, because John Truby doesn't do this in his book so far, but what she says is that every writer is a moral philosopher. You philosophize on ethics and or morals inherently by writing. You are writing about morals. You are a moral philosopher. And you might not even know that or understand that or have intellectualized that. But in that book, that's what she really argues, like, like, you are inherently a moral philosopher, and therefore you should definitely think about those things when, like, before you write. Because if you're just gonna be like a regular Joe and you're gonna sit there and write, you're gonna be writing about something that you actually haven't even thought about, which is moral philosophy. You know, in a lot of ways that makes sense. You know, characters, I mean, you can give a character ethic, but that's not really gonna be that satisfying. You know, and ethics are just codes of conduct, so you can give a character an ethic, like, every day when I get home I eat dark chocolate. Okay, right? Like, that's an ethic, right? That's, and I might stick to that, but that was not what interests people in a story. That's not going to be a conflict, or, you know, it could be a little character trait, but it's not going to be anything that people are going to resonate with that strongly. It's going to be moral dilemmas, right? So it's not even just that you are inherently a moral philosopher. It's that you know, you're almost going to be intuitively have to write about it. Like, it is inevitable. Like, it is going to, regardless of what you do, what you're going to be writing about is morals. And you might write something like The Godfather. You know, you don't have to write a good person. You can write a bad person, but you're still saying something is bad and something is good by writing a bad person. Like, if you're writing I haven't seen The Sopranos, so it's probably not. You know, I could use Breaking Bad as an example. But yeah, you could be writing Breaking Bad, and you are inherently, you know, and Walter White is a bad person, but he's the main character. And in a way, you kind of see how bad people get bad, but you also kind of see that there was, I think what that show is inherently saying about immorality, that I think it's trying to say, is that there has to be a kernel of evil inside a person's heart inherently before they become evil. Like, they're not going to become evil for no reason when they have all the goodness in their heart. You know, Walter White, he behaved ethically and morally, you could say, his whole life, but he always had that kernel inside him, that envy, that resentment of his friends that took his business. He liked being bad. He wanted to be bad. He wanted to rewrite the script of his life. I forgot where I'm going with that, but yeah, that's kind of the inherent, just the thing that you are doing when you are writing is writing about morals. Whether you intend to or not, you are writing moral philosophy. And if you're not cognizant of that as a writer, you might, you might write something like Sword Art Online, which she doesn't mention in the book by name, of course. But yeah, Sword Art Online has a very, at least I remember the first season or two, has a very morally questionable character. And did the author think about them? Like, he certainly thought about the situation of having to live in a video game, at least a little bit. But did they think about the morality of the character? And the character is doing something, and you're not entirely sure if the show is trying to tell you that's a good or bad thing to do. I recall a guy kidnaps his girlfriend. Okay, that's really bad, and he wants to, like, rape her, or I shouldn't say that. He wants to do things to her that are unseemly. Unseemly. Well, he gets revenge on this guy by getting him into VR. Oh my gosh, dude, I gotta get off of this. This is nuts. I gotta kill this guy. This is not good for my stream. All this purple fire. This is insane. But yeah, he takes the guy, and then he turns his pain sensor, his pain sensitivity up to 10, so he can feel all the pain in VR. He can feel that in real life. And then he, like, chops him in half and cuts his head off, and, like, it's absolutely brutal. And then you see the guy in real life, and he's got, like, stress lesions all over his body, all over his face, because of the stress he incurred. I mean, typically I would say, I'm not sure if I'm, like, the morally the best guy, but I would say if a guy wants to do that, you know, unseemly things to a girl, I'd probably support the death penalty. I don't know. I would just rather those people die. But I'm not sure that's like the message. Well, no, what that show is saying, it's okay to torture someone and handicap someone. And he does it very blithely too. He doesn't really think about it. He's not like, man, I don't know if that was too much to do to that guy. But I kind of like maimed him horribly. You know, so did the author think about the moral standing of that when he wrote that character, when he wrote that in? Did he think about that? Oh, he should have. But yeah, so the art of fiction, I mean, I could probably talk about that more in a different stream, but the art of fiction is all about like kind of the why and the what. I want to say more so the why. Why are you writing? What is it you're trying to say? What do you want to teach the world that you know, both from reading philosophy and from personal experience? What is it you want to show people? And so I think, man, if I were Ayn Rand, I'd probably I would have ruled out, like, gosh, I don't want to dog on writers. I don't know too many writers, but I have met people that have aspired to write in my life. And so many a times they actually don't really have a why or a what. It seems like what do you want to write about? I want to write action movies, or I want to write crowd pleasers. And then, like, wow, that's great. And they practice writing, and they aspire to be writers, and it's all this stuff. And then it's like, okay, well, what's your theme? What do you want to teach? What's your message? I think the theme is kind of the message. Maybe that's a sloppy definition of it. But I don't know. I just want to write action movies. And it's like, well, the deep underpinning of any movie is going to be like it's a moral message and its theme, right? It's going to be all these things. I just want to make like whatever. I just want to make a horror. I do have a friend that wants to make horror, and I don't think he's incompetent, so he's not the example I'm drawing up, but you know, it's like you want to write something, but then you don't want to say, and you have no deeper message or lesson to actually convey to the audience. So what? You're just gonna write a bunch of jump scares and like, ah. And that seems like a lot of modern day Hollywood writing, is that at best they might know the how, so they might know John Truby's anatomy of a story, and sometimes they don't even know the how. Sometimes they don't even know that, but it seems like a lot of young aspiring writers, they don't have a why or a what. And I can actually think when I was 22 and I first started to want to write stories, I was this libertarian and I wanted to like put that in the story, and I didn't know. And then I had a lot of daddy issues, you could say. So I ended up writing stories that always ended up with like some kind of violence towards a father and a son, and that was the really limited range of things that I had. And it seems like over the past decade or so, I mean, I've forgiven my father and I'm not angry about it anymore, but yeah, a lot of that stuff takes time. You know, it takes time and years of like self-reflection and learning and understanding and life experience before you actually have something to maybe show the world. And you might be wrong in that thing. You might be wrong. You know, I was listening to this author the other day. Paul Saladino. Is his first name Paul? Whatever. He was this carnivore guy. For years and years and years. I think he wrote the carnivore code, which is how to eat all meat, and now he doesn't eat all meat. He eats lots of sugar, and he's talking about the frustration of how he wrote a book that is cemented and not changing, whereas he's changed. So my only point there is that sometimes what the lessons that you have to show people will change, and maybe you'll write a story with the theme that you completely disagree with 10 years later, but it does seem like you do need to go through quite a bit of life experience with observations and reading and studying and learning before you actually have like a what, right? What's the message you want to give people? What is it you want to say? you know, and again, the younger writers I always came across through happenstance at conventions, you know, I just question them a little bit, and like this is even before I kind of understood the problem. I didn't really understand this problem back then, but it was just like, well, what, you know, what's your message? I just want to write comedy, man. Okay, but like comedy can still have a message. Like I think Hot Rod, boy, I haven't thought of this movie in a while, but Hot Rod. You know, it had to do with earning the approval of a stepfather. And I guess if I thought about it more, maybe there's more messages or themes in there. But it was a comedy, it was funny. But it was all derived on this idea of earning your father's respect that just was so hell-bent on not giving it. I think it's his stepdad in the movie, I don't know for sure. But he's just hell-bent on not giving it to his son. He just absolutely refuses to give it to his son. But yeah, that's a theme. That's a message. That's something, or that's at least a predicament that's relatable to people. If you just run into Hot Rod, like, oh, I just want to write about a dummy that messes up stunts, and it's like, no, it's, you know, it's a comedy where he messes up stunts. He messes up every stunt in the movie, but he decides that in order to save, like, he has to earn his father's respect through fighting him. And his stepdad always kicks his ass, but then he gets a heart condition and he can't fight anymore. And he's like, well, I guess you just lost every fight. So he's trying to get his dad a heart transplant so he can kick the shit out of him to earn his respect. You know, I don't know. Anyway, I'm going off on a lot of rants. I will be back. Like I said, I'll probably try and make a Raum the Devil King video. And then we'll head into a different game, probably either Stranger of Paradise, Final Fantasy Origins, which I heard good things about and I'm curious about, or Dark Souls, or Dark Souls 3. So alright, thank you all for watching. I had fun. Thanks. I'll see you all